Let me pull up today's agenda.
I don't see Kanika on this call unless I'm just missing.
She's there. I see her.
I'm here.
All right, and we are recording. So, the Oversight Board meeting for the Detention Facilities Oversight Board of February 10th, 2026 is now called to order. The time is 5:06, and I will do a roll call to make sure that we have a quorum present. Vice Chair Harper,
Present.
Secretary Dom,
Present.
Board Member Lewis Walls, Ms. Ornitha, I see you though, so.
You're muted.
Can I go ahead with an eyewitness, seeing that Ms. Ornitha is on the call?
I can see her.
Repeat that, Chair.
Can I go? I think Ms. Ornitha is having trouble unmuting herself, but I do see Board Member Lewis Walls on the call. Can I proceed with our quorum?
So you have a quorum of 3. I would just make note of that. Should the board take any action on items moving forward, the point at which Ms. Ornitha's mic starts working, we can then consider that vote. But we do need the mic to, work.
Got it. I'll give it one more second. Oh, there you go. Can you hear us, Ms. Lewis Walls?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Lovely.
Chair Gay, can you repeat your roll call, please?
Yes, I will now do a roll call to see if we are all present for quorum. Board Member Harper,
Present.
Board Member Dom,
Present.
Board Member Lewis Walls,
Present.
and myself present as well. We have Assistant City Councilor Kalfani present, and we don't have Councilor Burkett present, but we should be good, I believe.
Correct.
All right. So the agenda has previously been distributed. If there is no objection, the agenda can be adopted as written. Are there any objections, or do I need a roll call for this as well?
You'll need to ask for a motion and a second in order to adopt the agenda.
Got it. Can I get a motion for the agenda that's been distributed?
So moved.
I second.
Board Member Dom and seconded by Board Member Ornitha Walls. So the agenda is adopted. And then following here, we had the minutes for January's meeting that was distributed to all members. Are there any questions or corrections for discussion?
I have none.
Usman and Mr. Dom, we just have Fox News arrive to our office. I'm going to check with them and I will be back to join you in a few minutes. Usually if something like this occurs, we have to refer them to the Office of Public Safety. But I'll get back with you in a couple of minutes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. But I hear no questions or corrections. So we will approve these minutes from January by roll call vote. As follows: Board Member Harper, Board Member Harper.
I'm having a difficult time hearing you. Could you repeat, please?
Yes, I was just going over the approval of January's minutes. If there were any questions or discussions.
No, not at this time.
Got it. So I'll go ahead with a roll call vote to approve these. Board Member Harper,
Aye.
Board Member Dom,
Aye.
Board Member Lewis Walls,
Aye.
and myself as chair also aye. So we do this. Minutes are approved with a vote of 4 ayes. All right, here. So I've got next on the agenda is my report here. So I just wanted to mention, of course, the elephant in the room. Here at the Detention Facilities Oversight Board, we are given the mandate to include oversight of detention facilities in the city of St. Louis, and that includes oversight of detention incidents under our ordinance. And on January 31st, there were reports of a death in the city jail, Ms. Demetria McDowell. And effective civilian oversight does depend on timely notification and access to information following serious incidents. I understand that this is an ongoing investigation, but I do want it known that the board only became aware of this incident through external reporting at the City Justice Center. And as of today, the board has not received formal notification of this death through any established or clearly articulated notification process. I have written to city leadership to request more information, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. And I made that in advance of this public meeting to seek further clarity. What is clear to me, though, that there is currently no consistently articulated or understood process for what notifying the board looks like of serious detention facility incidents. And, without that clarity and that consistency, our ability to carry out our responsibilities and the public's confidence in that oversight is not able to be carried out as I would like to see. Of course, we will continue to learn more, and I hope to be able to provide updates publicly as information becomes available to us. I do also want to note that in that vein, we are working to strengthen the board's capacity. Since our last meeting, we have received additional applications for board membership, and expanding this board obviously is a priority to ensure that oversight responsibilities are appropriately distributed and sustainable. I appreciate the interest from community members who have stepped forward, and I look forward to sharing updates as appointments are moving forward as well. And that is the gist of my report today.
Sure, Gay, if I may interject here. First of all, thank you for your report. Just as a point of clarification, the ordinance does provide procedures that do apply in the event of a death. So I just want to clarify for the board that the reference point is the ordinance. And if you do have questions about that, that's certainly something that I'm able to field in the future.
Got it. Well, we can definitely get together. I've tried to review the ordinance. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer myself. Sure. But yeah, obviously the ordinance does not go into specifics of that I have seen into what that notification process looks like. But of course, wanting to make sure I'm up to speed would be helpful.
Certainly, certainly willing to have those conversations with you and the board, as well as the commissioner as well.
Got it. I appreciate that.
Of course.
I didn't have much else that I was going to follow in my report. I know as well Ms. Bonner had some updates on some of those vacancies that I had mentioned, but for now we'll move ahead with the commissioner's report.
Thank you, Chairman Usman. I mentioned that we have 2 guests in the office from Fox News, so they are attending the meeting. I'm not sure about what you commented since I spoke to them, but I have indicated to the representatives from Fox News to contact the Public Safety Department. That is part of my procedures when the media is involved or have contacted our office. We have been so busy, but it's all really good work. I am just so pleased that we have come to a point where the door is open at CJC for our investigators to meet with detainees. Louisa will have more information in her report, but this is a monumental breakthrough for our office because it's something that we have sought to do for a very long time. And we appreciate all the support that has been provided to us from Commissioner Hayward as well as Commissioner Ross. We have a couple of things that we wanted to bring to your attention on tonight. We have been working on our budget, and Answar, if you can pull this up on the screen, I would appreciate it. This is for our 2027 budget, which is due to be submitted no later than tomorrow. And basically, with our budget, we are continuing the current budget, but we have incorporated a couple of things. And one of them, in regards to our budget assumptions, is to support community outreach, education, and strategies. We will be participating in the National Association for Civilian Oversight Conference. NACOL is very important to our office in terms of the certification of our investigators. And we also have Louisa, who is participating in one of the national committees. We did not attend the conference last year, but it's critical that we attend the conference this year. And in our budget, it identifies an increase in the budget in the amount of about $46,000 to support community outreach and updates. We need to update the DCO brochure. We also are very interested in examining and moving forward as it relates to social media platforms. We have successfully obtained from Harris Stowe State University one student intern, but we are requesting them to consider our having a second intern. If that request is approved, that would help support us to look at social media, particularly probably Facebook, but I know there are other social media platforms that we will be examining. So for the community outreach strategies, we see community education and outreach. Our goals are to increase public awareness, to support the building of trust and legitimacy, to encourage reporting, and to foster dialogue. Our evaluation metrics for the community outreach and education include: one metric would be public awareness. From our roundtables, forums, and workshops, 70% of the respondents would indicate that they are aware of the Office of the Division of Civilian Oversight. We would also be able to look at a metric on complaint volume, the number of complaints that we receive per quarter, with a 10% increase year over year, and website traffic, quarterly review of our websites, and determining how many people are actually exploring our website for DFOB as well as for the Division of Civilian Oversight, and then community attendance. The next area is related to our complaint accountability and the review process. The staff has been very busy looking at volumes of procedures and documents. And you will hear on this evening, one of those documents is related to the investigator's intake process, but there's several other procedures that we are examining and or we are updating. For complaint accountability, we want to make sure that we are engaging with the community and that we are responding from our office when we receive complaints. We are looking at an indicator of an average time of 2 business days, and we will be reporting on the frequency of the complaints that we are receiving on a monthly basis. So we would be measuring this from the receipt of the complaint to the initial acknowledgement. Then the average time to complete an investigation, we are saying within 90 days, but we expect it would take fewer than 90 days for the investigator to complete their report. The frequency of the reporting would be quarterly, and it would be measured from assignment to final disposition. The Detention Facilities Oversight Board, you have a role as it relates to the disposition of the complaints that we receive. And in a future meeting, we will talk to you more about what that process means. We would be providing to you the information regarding a given complaint, but we need to know if the board is going to sustain the recommendation, not sustain the recommendation, or DFOB may have other consideration as it relates to complaints that you will be hearing about. The other indicator is the percentage of investigation recommendations that might be adopted by the City Justice Center. We have an ambitious target. We would hope that CJC would accept our recommendations. We don't know what those are going to be right now, but a 90% percentage adopting recommendations from our office. I strongly have the position that we have an obligation not only to find challenges within the City Justice Center, but we also need to be supportive of recommendations, whatever those recommendations might be as it relates to conditions, as it might relate to medical assistance, or as it might relate into other areas as well. So that is what we're looking at, some very measurable metrics as it relates to our objectives for community outreach and education, and as it relates to our implementation of our process of investigation for detainees. Answar, can you bring up the other document, which is our strategic plan framework? Generally, strategic planning involves an outside person that goes into an organization and they do an assessment and they put a strategic plan together. We don't have funding to bring in an outside consultant to provide this. We are looking at the framework for strategic planning, and what would be most helpful is for us to have information about the strengths, about the weaknesses, about the opportunities, and about the threats as it relates to our role at the Division of Civilian Oversight. So we have provided to you this form, and the form has only 4 questions. And it would be very helpful if we can have members of DFOB complete your responses. If you go to this form, there is a section on responses. You select the responses and you can answer those 4 questions. Once we have been able to have not only DFOB, but COB, we will also be providing this framework to our staff, and we will identify other stakeholders that we should engage in providing us a SWOT analysis. If you have organizations or individuals that you think that we should reach out to request their participation with the SWOT analysis, please just let me know. And I think in regards to my report, in terms of administration, I mentioned that staff has been very busy working on various aspects of our procedures, and we have identified an annual meeting schedule for administration. We will have an all-staff meeting schedule. That schedule has yet to be developed. But our first meeting with administration will be, I think it's on the 18th of this month and monthly thereafter. And that's it for my report. And if I can, Chair Usman, Louisa follows my report. And she's going to talk about the meetings at CJC and also the reports that the investigators are working on. Let me know if you have questions. Louisa?
Yes.
Well, I'll say thank you for the update. As you mentioned, there's a lot of work that is being done by your staff, and I appreciate the partnership that we have with you all as well. And of course, all of this goes to being able to build the capacity and long-term sustainability of DCO. So thank you for that. And yeah, next on the agenda is Ms. Lyles.
Hello, DFOB and the public. I'm getting a feedback. Do I need to go out and come back in?
Do you have your phone on and the desktop, Louisa? Is your phone connected
no.
to the meeting?
Looks like
Okay.
I with the one thing going on.
Yeah, I see two of you on the call, so that might be causing the interference.
Yeah, yeah. I need to go out and come back in.
Okay, that works. Thank you. Chair Usman, can Ruby proceed to report back?
Yeah, we'll go ahead with the vacancies update, and then after that, hopefully Ms. Lyles is able to join us again.
Chair,
Yes.
you'll need to
Actually-
ask for a motion and to change the order of that agenda that was just approved.
Got it. Can I get a motion to approve this change?
So moved.
By Board Member Dom, can I get a second?
I second.
Second by Board Member Harper. So we can go ahead with Ms. Bonner and then have Ms. Lyles go after that.
Good evening, Chairman Gay. I actually have no update from the last meeting. I have been in touch again with the mayor's office, Clara Sapa, in an attempt to get some movement on two of the candidates that the commissioner and I had an opportunity to speak with, and we were very hopeful that there would be some movement there. Unfortunately, I've not heard anything back from the mayor's office since my last report.
But if I'm not mistaken, you did, like you said, meet with those two applicants, correct?
Well, I spoke with one, and we had a discussion about whether or not we should even mention them on the call. And I believe, since I have no information of where they are, or even if they have initiated the confirmation process, I'm a bit hesitant to call them out. But I will say that the one under 24 potential candidate was just absolutely blew us away. We were extraordinarily impressed with her. She's doing very well in school. She's a high school senior, and she wants to continue her involvement should she be selected, she'd like to continue even while she's away at college. So if she is able to get through the confirmation process, we certainly want to really be engaged with this young lady. She's very much involved and interested in what she calls criminal justice reformation. So I'm hopeful. I really hope that she's able to move forward, but I unfortunately have not heard any kind of update.
And she's a member of the Mayor's Youth Council
She is.
as well. That is how she heard about the opportunity for the DFOB. So as Ruby is indicating, I mean, she is a dynamo of enthusiasm, and she would be a real asset, I think, for the board. And I know besides being on the Mayor's Youth Council, I believe that she may be interning with one of the city departments as well.
Oh, she is. She actually is. She's interning in the building where we're located here. So she's pretty engaged. And maintaining a 3+ grade point average.
Good that we're getting some traction. Obviously, hoping that we get some more applications coming in to fill out the 9 full seats on the board. And my understanding is that the mayor's office and the Board of Public Safety, or the Public Safety Committee, sorry, on the Board of Aldermen are in communication on moving forward to make sure that we get our mayoral and board appointees squared away in the coming weeks, if not months. But thank you so much. Was there anything else?
Nothing for me. Thank you.
I see Ms. Lyles, you were able to join us.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I apologize for the debacle earlier. Hello to the DFOB members and to the public. I want to give you an update on what's been happening with the DCO investigators and the staff in the last 30 days. We've had a lot of positive things happen. We've had an opportunity to go inside the Justice Center and interview 3 detainees. That was a monumental event for us. The complaints they had were basically regarding medical issues, and it was really eye-opening because the detainees all expressed that they were extremely excited over knowing that we had an opportunity to come in and talk to them. As a matter of fact, the result of that, those interviews, we have received numerous telephone calls. The volume of calls we received from the detainees at the jail, as well as family members, we're getting 2 and 3 phone calls a day. So the complaint numbers will definitely increase. We've also had an opportunity to attend a dorm rep meeting. 2 of our investigators had an opportunity to do that as well. And we have an ongoing meeting, I believe it's on the first Tuesday of every month. So we will be doing that, and so that's a positive thing. I can't even tell you how important it was to see the looks on the detainees' faces to know that we actually came in and had an opportunity to speak with them. When they get through speaking with us, they go back to their housing units and they tell them, hey, Division of Civilian Oversight is coming in. And the staff as well is also very receptive to us being there. So it has been a positive, it's just been positive for the staff. I'll have to say the staff was kind of getting disheartened because they didn't know whether or not we ever get an opportunity to go in. We have an outstanding investigative team. We have individuals with a strong law enforcement background, police department, corrections, probation and parole. So we're very much familiar with policy and procedures and how to interact with detainees. So we've had an opportunity to do so, and that has really been good for the staff as well as for the jail itself. Any questions? If there's no questions, then this will be the end of my report for right now. And I'll give an additional update next month.
Thank you, ma'am.
No questions, but again, thank you for the work that you all are doing. Obviously, this board is still very young, but the work that we are doing here does set the foundation and the tone for the work that DFOB is able to do in the years to come. So I appreciate the work that you all are putting in. Next, I had here on the agenda, we went over our vacancies update, and then if Ms. Hughes is on the call, we had a note here about the investigator intake process draft.
I'm on the call.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to let you know that DCO is in the process of reallocating our DFOB assignments to enhance our overall effectiveness and optimize our resources as a department. We are transitioning some tasks which were traditionally handled by our investigators to our administrative staff. Members of our administrative team have provided some input on the intake process, which has been reviewed by Commissioner Milan. The document is still in the draft form, and our entire staff will have the opportunity to weigh in on the intake process during our next administrative staff meeting, as well as our all-staff meeting. After input and any edits are made to the draft of the document, DCO will share the document with the board.
Are there any questions or comments?
Celia, can you provide to the board some of the content on the intake process? If you have the draft in front of you, what can you just identify what some of those categories are?
Some of those categories would be traditionally the investigators would enter information into our case management system. However, regarding the new process, the administrative staff will now be responsible for that task. We've also reviewed our files and for DFOB and determined an audit of the files, changed some of the categories of how we place the information into the files, and it's separated so all staff will have the opportunity to weigh in on the files and how it looks and whether that fully encompasses everything they need when they are investigating a case. So those are probably two of the biggest changes that we have, especially moving a lot of those the intake of the complaints from the investigators to the administrative staff to handle. Also making sure that the acknowledgement letters get out to the complainants in a timely manner as well.
Thank you for that, and of course, yeah, adding to that accountability aspect is important. Next item I had on the agenda is the annual oversight report draft. Ms. Podesta is on the call. You have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. The Detention Facilities Oversight Board report is still in draft mode. It has changed significantly since the last time it was sent to the board chair. I want to believe that it is in the final draft mode, and as soon as Dr. Mylan has given me the green flag to go ahead, I will send it over to the board chair. Should I be sending that to the chair and the secretary as well, or everyone? Please let me know.
We can go ahead and send it to everyone because I would say anyone on the executive committee should get it, and we're four, so Ms. Rooney should get it as well.
Okay, and I'm anticipating that if Dr. Mallon is not able to review that this week as early as next week, we should probably have that to you guys. I'm also shifting gears in looking at the data for the quarterly reports for 2024. I have had adequate data now in order to do my cleaning, validating, manipulation, and start to study those for those quarterly reports. And as Dr. Mylan had mentioned earlier, that we're in the process of getting an internship. I believe one of those interns will be working closely with me, so I will have some help in weeding through all this data to catch up with those reports expediently.
Thank you for that. Are there any questions or comments? All right, and thank you, Dotlin, of course, for your work. It
You're
takes a
welcome.
lot to not only be able to identify the data, but also be able to create the narrative for folks that may not be sifting through that data to understand what it all means. So I appreciate the work that you're doing as well.
Thank you.
Next, I had on the agenda was a vote to go into closed session. We had a line item here, and so pursuant to 610.021 for the purpose of discussion of confidential or privileged communications between a public governmental body or its representatives and its attorneys. Could I get a motion to go into closed session?
So moved, Chair.
Moved by Board Member Dom. Can I get a second?
Second.
Chair Gay, you'll need to take a roll call vote.
All right.
to do so.
All right. So we'll do a roll call vote to go into closed session. If I can get a vote from Board Member Harper,
Present.
Board Member Dom,
Aye.
Board Member Lewis Walls,
Aye.
and myself, aye as well. Should we just do this as a? I'm not controlling the Zoom, but as a breakout room here.
You all ready to go in the closed session now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I clicked it.
All right. As we are returning back to the open session, I had next on the agenda that we have space for our public comments, and just wanted to give folks that opportunity to be able to express any concerns or comments that they have for the work of DFOB and DCO. If there's a long list of folks, we'll try and keep to about 3 minutes or so for comments. But are there any comments at this time? I'm not seeing anything on my end. Is there anyone that has asked to give public comment? I see that there's some folks that are rejoining us as well. But yeah, for those that just rejoined, we returned back from closed session and we have space for public comments if anyone would like to give a comment.
Chairman, are they to just unmute or to raise their hand for public comment?
Let's do raise hand just if there are a couple, but yeah, folks can unmute as well if they wanted to mention they have one. But yeah, let's just raise hands. But I am not seeing anyone on my end.
And then Chair Gay, if there are individuals here for public comment, in addition to raising their hand, if they could just briefly state their name for the record.
Got it. All right, going once, going twice.
Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm
I
doing
just had a question. How old do you have to be on the oversight board?
could you say your name and then yes, I will answer that question.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
My name is Michelle M. Butler.
Thank you, Ms. Butler. My understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Commissioner, you just have to be an adult, 18. There are, if you go on the city's web- Sorry? Oh, but there are on the website as well, as was written into the original ordinance, there are certain buckets, 6 different buckets of the total 9 board members of different areas of expertise and lived experience to be able to round out the perspectives on the board. But in terms of age, you just need to be adult in the city of St. Louis.
Application to be on the board on the city's website for the Detention Facilities Oversight Board, or if you call our office in the morning, 314-657-1600, we will mail you the application. Once you complete the application, we forward the applications to the mayor's office. And the mayor's office has a process regarding boards.
Hello?
And excuse me? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Yeah, but we welcome your interest and fill out the application. And if you'd like to meet with us, we would welcome an opportunity to meet with you as well.
Commissioner, I do have here in the ordinance that the youth member can be between ages 16 to 24.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, my phone was acting up, but I wanted to know the age. You say you could be an adult, right? I'm sorry, I didn't hear. I know she talked about the youth, but you say you can be an adult on the board.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so is it in your favor to have experience in corrections or not?
It's helpful, but it's not a requirement.
Okay, so I filled out an application last week. I mean, would they get back with you and give you a response?
Did you complete the application, the online application?
Yes, it's on the city website.
Okay. Miss Butler, let me check and see, make sure that they have your application. And then I just need to know how I can follow up with you. You're free.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You can call me or send me an email, and then I can let you know what I found out. But I'll tell you this. Ruby Bonner and our staff reported that we do have 2 candidates, and we have been informed that the mayor prefers to have all the board candidates, and then that all the candidates would be presented to the city alder people. And then that process means that they would approve the candidates for the board. It's really taking a very long time. But we are glad that you're interested. I will check on your application, Ms. Butler, and just let me know how to get in touch with you so I can give you the information.
Okay, how can I do that?
Please call our office. You got a pen or pencil handy?
No, I don't have one right now.
Okay,
Is it
but
on
if
the
you,
website?
yes, it is. If you go to our website, Division of Civilian Oversight, or if you went to the website for the DFOB, and just let us know that you applied to be on the board, and then we'll follow up with you. We'll have your contact info.
Okay, I just thought it was helpful. I have over 20 years experience, especially with CJC. I am alumni of Hearthstone College, and my degree is in criminal justice law enforcement. I just think it's best to have someone with a lot of experience, especially with that type of culture, and they'll understand the language of CJC in order to come up with some solutions. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank
so
you.
much.
We would love to have you on the board. So I'll check on it on tomorrow and we'll get back to you, Miss Butler. Thank you for your interest.
All right,
I'm glad
thank you.
said something. Okay.
Next, I've got Pastor Leroy with their hand raised. If you would like to unmute and then state your name for your public comment.
Hello, this is Pastor Leroy. How you guys doing this evening?
Doing all right. How are you?
Doing well.
I'm all right. That's great. So the question that I have is about so if I decide to go ahead and apply for the board, will this be something that we can do, or is already chosen individuals that's already selected to board?
No one has been selected. No one has been selected, but I will tell you this, you do need to be a city resident. You do need to be a city resident.
Right, so I am a city resident. I actually own property, and I pastor in the city. I have a doctorate degree in psychology. But the thing about it is, so what I was confused, the mayor has to pick and choose who he wants to sit on the board.
So
to move forward.
Ruby, if Ruby's on the phone, Ruby, will you explain the process with the mayor's office?
Yes. Good evening, Pastor. Once you complete an application, you can be nominated by the mayor. There is a number of spots on the 9-member board that the mayor nominates. There are others that are nominated by the chair of the Public Safety Committee. So once those nominations are put forth, and of course that involves having a successfully completed application for the board, there are various groupings that they prefer applicants to fit into. There's also a consideration about what district you live in, So all of that goes into putting whether or not your name is going to be put forth. And then successful applicants are then scheduled to appear before the Public Safety Committee. And if they are passed in that committee, then they go to the full Board of Aldermen. That is the confirmation process. And then you just show up and we take care of you.
Okay. Okay,
Does
because
that
the reason
help?
I say that is because I have been a very outspoken critic of Mayor Spencer, and so I didn't necessarily want that to be a hindrance of me being able to serve my community and things of that nature. So that's why I had to ask that question.
Oh, I see. Well,
In my
can't speak
understanding,
to whether that's a consideration. I can't speak to that. But if you're interested, and as you say, it is service to the community, both the board and the public safety chair can nominate you.
and my understanding is that the practice, step one is filling out that application, which is available online, and as the commissioner mentioned, can also be mailed. And at least the practice that I have seen so far is that then those nominated come from that pool. So submitting that application is the first step.
Right.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. It's been a very insightful, knowledge of how the oversight board operates. I thank you guys so much. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and be back on mute.
Thank you.
Thank you for your interest, Pastor. And if we get your application, we can certainly marshal it through to the mayor's office. So just keep in touch with us. We're glad you're interested.
And I did see that there was also Charisse Weems who had the hand raised. So you can unmute, and if you'd state your name for the record, you can go ahead with your public comment.
Hi, my name is Charisse Weems, and the reason I wanted to say something is because, first of all, I have a couple of questions. This is pertaining to the death at the jail. I haven't really heard much about that, but I wanted to know, can you guys explain to me what is the policy for y'all jail? What's the policy for jail deaths? That's one of my questions.
With regards to specific policy, that would come from the Department of Public Safety, which oversees in partnership at the CJC.
Okay, and why wasn't you guys informed of the jail death? If y'all the board.
Chair Gay, just to interject during public comment, if the question is asking this board to make an inference of an intent or anything similar from another department or another individual, I'll just remind this board that at this time the publicized death of the CJC is still under investigation. And so any inferences or comments related to that should be withheld by this board until that investigation has completed or this board has been given an indication otherwise.
Okay, so can you, since you guys can't answer that, can y'all answer, okay, since you guys are the board, what policies are going to be put in place so this could be changed, so no other family have to go through what my family is going through right now?
Ms. Weems, I want to convey our condolences. We are so sorry to hear about what has occurred. In regards to the procedures, and I am looking this up, I've been the commissioner for 1 year now, but one of the things when a death occurs in the City Justice Center, the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department Forced Investigation Unit usually conducts a preliminary investigation. And from our office, when the police are involved, we have hands off because the police is now under the control of the state of Missouri. That even means further, we have hands off. And when the police have conducted their investigation, the regulatory requirements mandate that the city reports in custody deaths to the Department of Justice. This board, once we have the information about the policies and the procedures, this board is in a position to provide recommendations if recommendations are needed. So again, you have our deepest condolences. And once we have the information, as I mentioned earlier, we will be providing in writing to the board the steps that we are supposed to take when there is a death in the jail.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Ms. Weems.
I don't see anyone else that has a hand raised or is on mute. Is there anyone else that had comment? All right, seeing none, we will move ahead. Thank you all for everyone that gave comment. Thank you for those that are interested in applying to the board. And of course, thank you to the community that is part of making sure that we are able to figure out how we are ensuring that there is transparency and accountability in the City Justice Center. The next line that I had was new business. I don't think we had anything added to new business, unless I am mistaken. And then I had our March meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, March 10th, the second Tuesday at 5 p.m. That will be a virtual meeting. And about a week before, if I'm not mistaken, the agenda for that meeting will be made public on the city's website. Are there any other questions or comments at this time?
Not at this time, Chair.
All right. So at this time, we will look to adjourn. I would like to get adjournment with a roll call vote. So if you would like to adjourn, please give me an aye. Starting with Board Member Dom.
Aye.
Board Member Harper.
Aye.
Board Member Lewis Walls.
She's abstaining. She wants to keep going. Having too much fun.
Why myself an aye, and that is 3 out of 4 votes at least.
That's enough.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that, this meeting is adjourned at 6:22 p.m. If there are further questions or someone would like to reach out, there is the information for the Division of Civilian Oversight on our website. As well, we welcome the community to return to our March meeting so that we can further be in community as we learn how we can move forward in the work that we are doing here. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening, and I do hope you all have a fruitful rest of the week.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you. All right.